You're watching SuckProfessor. Hello everybody, it's me, Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Game of Thrones, Season 6, Episode 3, Oathbreaker, it's called. We're gonna talk about why it's called Oathbreaker at the end. Whoa! What an episode, James. What did you think?
It seemed like a fairly slow episode, but it got pieces of the story moving that I wanted to see more of.
We pushed up some storylines. I'm too excited to get into it. Okay, so we start out. Sir Davos comes in, he says something's up with Jon, he's walking in, he's going, what the fuck?
Right, because the last episode ended with Jon waking up, the big cliffhanger. Yeah.
Woke up alone. Right. No one was in the room with him. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how he knew. He must have heard him rustling around or something. Maybe Ghost was making noise or something. So, he's breathing. His skin tone is back, by the way. Looking good there, Kit.
But his loincloth is missing. I don't know. Maybe Davos came back to steal it. Was it an heirloom? I don't know.
Ghost took it off.
His stubby little cut off fingers.
As a napkin. Yeah, Davos has the... Okay, so Kit Harington wakes up. Holy shit. He's confused, though. He's like, what the fuck is going on? By the way, that's the nudity. Brief. Yeah. That's the only nudity in the show. I was disappointed. I like seeing booby. We do see his nip, though. That's pretty good. So he looks at him going, dude. Ghost is like, oh, man. Crazy. Look at my eyes. I love those eyes. Those are beautiful, aren't they?
No matter how long it takes to get the contacts into the dog.
That's hard. Yeah. Direwolves don't like holding still.
Yeah.
That's they're also known as the name jiggly wolves. So he's understandably a little out of it. Looks down.
Right, because he remembers being betrayed, being killed, being murdered by his own men. He doesn't understand why he's there.
Yeah. As we learn, it's his last memory, which makes sense because that's what the last thing he did was being killed.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's like, oh, these aren't leeches. These are fucking holes. And he touches him and it's fucked up. And he's like, shit, I got killed. This is crazy. And then he's naked, gets off the table. I've been wobbly footed just trying to take a full bladder to the bathroom at 4 a.m. Davos rushes in, gives him his jacket. He's cold. That's okay. She comes in and she's like, dude.
And she looks even more surprised than Jon is.
Yeah. I'm, by the way, grateful she got her cleavage in order before she did. So she's like, damn, my faith is back. I mean, shit. She pulled a good spell here. Good miracle. It's working. So they're all looking at him. This is how they have a conversation, and he's mostly just out of it and kind of stunned. She gets right in his face. Is like, "What? Where'd you go?"
Right, because she, in her mind, Stannis was Azor Ahai, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, the mythical Lightbringer warrior of legend.
I'm not going to fact check that.
But basically, she learned that Jon Snow was not who. Yeah. Stannis was not who she thought he was, and now she believes Jon Snow to be this person.
Yeah.
Now even more so than before because he's come back from the dead via her power.
Yeah.
So she wants to know if he has returned with any sort of message for her from the Lord of Light.
Yeah. Or what's going on? Like you might have info I need. It's like, lady, back off the guy. He's had a rough couple of days.
But then
all right?
again,
he doesn't need to be foisted with the pressure of a 400-year-old immortal, or I don't know if she's immortal, but like, come on, you can give him a day, get him a Gatorade, and get him some fucking soup, and then talk to him after he's had a night to sleep.
I thought it was a little unfair because Davos shortly thereafter says, "Can we have a moment alone?"
Yeah, he kicks her out.
I mean, to be fair, she came to Castle Black. She brought him back to life. I think she deserves to be the first to interview him.
Well,
it's an exclusive.
My point is, fighting over him is not okay. Like, make him feel okay. This is a time to chill. But again, this is Westeros where shit's fucked up. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he kicks her out and says we want to talk to him. And okay, we're jumping ahead of there. Yeah, so he closes the door on her. He pulls up a chair, sits backwards style. Like
and you mentioned Jon Snow said there was nothing. He remembers nothing.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Mm-hmm. That would be weird if he's like, I saw a man and a woman and they had tits and beards and stuff. Mm-hmm. It was fucked up. It was just like nothing. Which is what I believe is where we go when we die. Yeah. So, all right. So he sits like a cool camp counselor. He sits backwards on a chair. It was actually just I just thought it was cool that he put both legs on each side of the bench. You know what I'm talking about, James?
Yeah.
Being cool. You and me, we're cool. YouTube guys are cool. Sorry. So he talked. Oops. Bad screenshot. Jon Snow is, what does he tell him?
It gives a little motivational speech. I think it was something along the lines of, I failed them, I failed in my duty. And he goes, okay, great. Now you'll go out there and you'll fail again.
Yes.
Keep going. Yeah. Don't stop. Don't lose hope.
Like eventually you're going to fail again. So real inspiring talk.
Yeah. Don't give up.
But he's saying, it's all right, man. Chill. Don't be so hard on yourself. So then Jon Snow comes out. And these guys are all looking at him going, oh my God, I did not expect this day to go like this. I was just going to be chopping firewood and shoveling snow. And now the guy that's dead is walking around. But we find out that lots of these are wildlings mixed with crows.
Right.
And the redheaded dude, he's in there somewhere. So he walks down into the people's. He interrupts this Dungeons and Dragons meeting.
It kind of looks like the Hobbit.
Yeah, this is the Hobbit Town Shire City Council. But here's this scary redheaded man. He goes. He comes up to him, gives him a hug, which hurts him because he's got
he's got some open wounds.
Yeah, he's not. What if he died from an infection? That's the next 2 episodes.
He just starts putting little butterfly band-aids.
Yeah. Shitty
Scooby
little, weird little bandages. I'll go get the Neosporin. You'll be fine. And anyway, he goes, "Oh, they think you're God."
He thinks you're a god coming back from the dead because they have no reference for this. They've never seen this kind of thing happen before.
Yeah, right here. He's like, "You're a god. They all think you're a god." He's like, "I'm no god. I'm Jon Snow." He goes, "But you got a tiny dick." I saw that. He goes, "Why would a god have such a small pecker?" And hey, James, you know what I say to that? Boys will be boys. Boy, we love talking about our tiny dicks, myself included. So, this is where he whispers the tiny dick part. And they have a little laugh. He walks out and he comes up and hugs his bro. This was really sweet, actually. Yeah. I thought this was nice. Is this Ed?
I think this is Ed. Yeah.
We're supposed to know that, but whatever. Dolorous Ed. They're good buds, though. This guy's gone to hell and back with Jon Snow. He's the one that went and fetched the wildlings, brought him back.
In the last episode, I was convinced that this guy was going to become Lord Commander.
Were you?
Yeah, I think I said that.
I don't recall you saying that.
I'm pretty.
How dare you?
If I didn't say it, that's what I was thinking.
How dare you try to put words in your own mouth?
I'll go back and see.
I trust. I don't give a shit, actually. So, these guys hug. They tell a joke. He goes, "Are you really Jon Snow?" He goes, "Yeah."
And he's like, "I thought there was a fat Jon Snow standing behind me."
Did he say that?
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, the guy. This guy here.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, there's a fat one behind you. No, but they made some jokes to each other.
Yeah.
And they had a nice little moment.
He's just pretty happy to see his friend back.
Yeah. Then they did that weird porno kissing with the tongues, no lips. Okay, so boom, we're on a ship. Whose ship? Well, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's Gillie.
Yeah,
hey, look at her.
This is the part where I wanted to hit fast forward.
I know. we get to this scene and James goes,
I thought we were done with these guys.
I like them. They're so likable. They're both like the two goofs. These are the ugly kids at the prom who are giving each other hand jobs under the bleachers.
I cannot possibly see what use they can be in the show going forward.
Sam has been instrumental. He killed the White Walkers. He discovered that dragon glass hurts them. He brought that information back.
Right.
He can read.
What I'm saying is it feels like he's made his contributions. He's done.
Well, speaking of contributions, Sam is seasick as shit, and he's having a hard time. You ever been seasick?
Oh, yeah.
You've been seasick but stuck?
Yes.
Because that's when you get sick but on the trip out, you're like,
my dad was a fisherman, so I know all about that.
That's the worst because he's like.
I shouldn't say he is a fisherman.
Is he? Okay, good. He's still alive. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So Sam is having a hard day. He's sitting there. He's vomiting and stuff. I wanted to get one of the coming out of his mouth, and she's giving him some. She's excited. She's actually
right because she thinks she's going to be living out the rest of her days with Sam.
Yeah.
That was the plan originally.
Yeah, he's going to put his big old belly on her. During sex? Okay. Sorry. So he gives her some news she doesn't want to hear.
Right, because when they were leaving Castle Black, he was saying that I'll take you with me to the Citadel. And they're like, well, they don't allow women in the Citadel. And he's like, well, tough, they'll have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that was when he was this big, confident guy back at Castle Black because he was getting what he wanted. He was leaving with the person he loved, not really telling her the whole truth.
Right. But... you think that was overall like a deliberate lie that he had pulled on her?
I think it was.
I
think he was just kind of living in the moment.
Or sort of a thing where maybe he knew in order to get her to leave to protect her, because he's had to really go stick his neck out to help her out because she's a chick. And he took an oath. They're not supposed to be friends with chicks when they're these guys. So he's puking, but he's like, yeah.
You did get it.
No, that's water. She gives him a flask.
But he does spit the water out.
Yeah, which is what you do. Who swallows their wash water? What are you, a psycho? So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to my house where I grew up. My dad's a dick, but my mom and my sister are nice, and they're gonna take care of you. So she's like, fuck this dude. See, there she is. She's upset. God damn it, Sam. Oh, Sam, it's not what I wanted. What about my baby? And he's like, you're gonna love my mom. She's cute, and my sister's hot. And so she walks over. They're kind of pissed. Now they gotta have a moment. Let's get through the scene a little quicker. Okay, so they're like, oh fuck. Oh yeah, the little baby looks just like Craster. Spitting image of Craster, which makes me think that they had the actor impregnate this woman and they had a real baby.
Kind of looks like a living Casper too.
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
He's got like that peanut-shaped head.
Yeah, kind of with the cheeks and stuff. Yeah, and the white skin. All right, so Sam looks at the baby. Baby's cute. He's still sick though. She puts her. I thought it was nice that she put her hand on his back.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me before when a woman puts her hand on your back. You're like, oh, that's nice. I like that. So baby again. Blah blah blah. Sam pukes because he saw the baby, as we all do when we see babies.
And before we finish with that scene, you touched on. We don't need to go back to that.
No, I want. Yeah, go. Talk, Sam.
You brought up a very good point in that the name of the episode was Oathbreaker, and this was the first instance of someone breaking a promise, breaking an oath to someone else.
Yes.
So this is the first instance.
Sam broke an oath to his stomach. He promised to keep it all down.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so what? We're somewhere else. Now a bunch of horse guys driving up to a little tower of Legos.
These are the riders of Rohan. And they're going back to Gondor.
What are you talking? Oh, you're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
James, I only have room in my head for one fantasy show at a time. So this guy's masturbating a sword with a rock, as all these guys like to do. They like to slowly stroke their swords. They're keeping it sharp for the battle. Which is actually, to be honest, I'd probably be like that.
And at first, we had no idea who this was.
Yeah, we're like, okay, new guy, new knight. Hey, maybe he's one of these tough guys that we're all so familiar with. So this is the shot. They had to Photoshop out the. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I'm talking. All right. What's going on? He grabs his helmet. Other dudes are approaching. It's Bran and the captain of the trees.
And did you notice the helmet they was putting on was the same style as the one that the Mountain was wearing right now? So you know this man is from King's Landing.
Yes. Is that a King's Guard helmet?
I believe yes, it is a King's Guard helmet.
I think that's what it is. So we're like, okay, so good catch, buddy. So these guys are looking. They Bran's got that puberty head now, and so right away, Ned Stark, young Ned Stark. Or as I call him, Doogie Howser.
Does young look like that.
Sir Doogie. Neil Patrick Harris, NPH, as he is known on Twitter. So the horse is looking cute and shit, and they're like, oh, this is crazy. So Ned Stark rides up. Turns out, okay, this dude here is his buddy, the Reed dad, Howland.
Yes, Howland Reed.
Yeah, so these guys are friends. James and I did a little tiny bit of research because we love our fans. We want you people to be informed. Whatever. All right. Look, by the way, why is this horse... Look at that hair.
It's Donald Trump. He had to be in the scene
Donald
a little
Trump
bit.
Hair. I was going to say Bette Midler. What the fuck? Yours was way funnier. So we got young Doogie, Ned, and they're walking up, and these guys confrontation.
Right. And you know what? At this point in the story, the King's Guard would be those loyal to the Mad King, who is a Targaryen.
Right.
Which makes sense that they have the King's Guard Targaryen seal on their breastplates.
Yeah, it's the dragon on their breastplate there. So Bran, they're getting right up there. I mean, geez, they're just like standing around. So kind of a tense scene overall. Okay, so they come up and talk. I'll give you my I'll say what I'm about to say in a second here. So they go, what do they say? They're like, hey, fuck you. All right, let's fight.
Like, where's my sister?
Oh, yeah. We hear a woman. Did we hear the woman screaming in the tower?
Yes, in the tower. Yeah, and the whole thing is that Rhaegar Targaryen, who is the best friend of this man whose name is...
Arthur Dayne. Arthur Dayne.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Arthur Dayne the Rock.
But basically, this is a legendary swordsman who is friends with Rhaegar, who was absconded to this tower with Ned's sister, whose name is Lyanna. Yep. And Ned
the same Lyanna Robert Baratheon was in a deep love with.
Right.
As a young, strong usurper.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is the legendary battle that is known as the battle between Ned and the Sword of the Morning, who is this guy.
This guy here. So he's a tough guy, and he is gonna fuck him up.
And Bran has always heard the story that his father dominated this dude.
Yeah. And before we get to the fight, Doogie Howser wrote a journal entry on his 1985 MacBook Pro.
I never made a typo.
Never. Well, he was a doctor. You think geniuses make typos? Get out of here. So they talk. They're like, okay, well, this is fucked up, or things are. He puts his helmet on, like, all right, here we go, buddy. And he says, "This is where it begins, or it begins now." I don't know, something like that. And then what does Ned Stark say?
What was it?
Diagnosis ending.
Yes.
No, he goes, no, this is where it ends. It's good writing.
Yeah.
But a little cheesy.
And then he said, I have the strength to dual wield. I have the plus 5 amulet.
He goes, I have chosen to be a dual wielding character build in my role playing game.
And then Ned's like, oh God, he has more Estus flasks than I do.
James is making Dark Souls 3 references.
Sorry.
Because both he and I are giant, colossal fucking nerds.
Yeah, we are.
So he goes, Yeah. Oh, this is where he's like, oh yeah, it's not gonna end here. And so by cling, clang, cling, cling, clang, clang, they fight. And I thought this fight was a little poorly choreographed. Well, it was kind of, it needed more editing. I mean, like, you know, and when Jaime Lannister and Bran are trying to invade Dorne to get Marcella, they encounter the Sand Viper chicks, and they have a really bad fight. That fight sucked. That was one of the worst scenes in the whole series. I just wanted to put that on the record. This felt like that. It wasn't that bad. It was really cool. It's Ned fighting a great swordsman or whatever, so that's fine. It wasn't horrible, but I just was like, okay, 5 dudes surrounding 2 dudes, and they can't get them. But I guess that's the guy had a lot of hit points.
Yeah.
So they fought. Smack. Ooh.
Yeah, so it gets down to, I believe it's 4 versus 1 at the end.
So we get a better look at the dragon symbol there, right there. And so some dude stabs the other knight, Kingsguard, I guess. But that's not the sword of the morning. That's the sword of the mid-afternoon nap. So he's down. Now it's down to 1. He's got the 2 hands out like he's fucking the handsome guy from Jurassic World trying to make the raptors back off. Chris Pratt. I also thought of Darth Maul with the double lightsaber. However, that's not the same thing at all. So they fight. He gets him off. He kills him, and they're whittling it down. It's kind of fun. Cling, clang, ching. Oh, cling.
And he's very much the swordsman the legend said. This guy is incredibly good.
Yeah, he's cling, clang. And so chop a neck open. Slice. We got lots of screenshots. These guys are just like, wow.
Yeah, well, at this point, he's looking and saying, this man is incredibly skilled. He's way better than my father.
Yeah.
But he's confused because he knows his father wins this fight.
Yes.
But what he's seen, he doesn't see any way his father can win.
He's wondering,
he's completely outclassed.
Yeah, he's like, uh-oh, this doesn't seem like the story I was told. So this is actually the point of the story, is that there's revisionism in some of these legends.
History is written by the victors.
History is written by the victors. It's also written by the people that can write. So that's why I only murder illiterates. So stab, ow, my chest and ribs and spine and heart. And okay, now it's down to young Ned and Arthur Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yep, Dwayne. He's
pretty confident though. He's a confident man.
Yeah, and I think at this point Ned kind of knows he's screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, and this guy's like, man, I'm glad I kind of look like Sean Bean. My acting career wasn't going anywhere. So they go at it. Whack, take that. I'm Ned. I'm Dayne. Whack. And so it's starting to, though. He's not going well for old Ned.
No, it's going back and forth, but clearly the other guys got the upper hand. Yeah, the sword of the morning, as they call him. Yeah, 1-on-1. And even though Ned's a tough guy, it's not going to work out real well. So we're wondering what's going. He knocked his sword out. Oh shit! And that horse is in a dress. I just want to point out.
Oh, this head goes this way. I thought this head was on this horse.
That would be awkward.
I was like, wow, that horse is weirdly neck.
The horses are embarrassed because they both wore the same thing.
Yeah, they are like.
Now I'm gonna have to change.
Yeah, you shop at TJ Maxx too. Yeah. So. Guess what? Howland Reed comes howling back from the reeds, stabs this motherfucker right in the back of the neck. Oh, look at that one. Wow, I didn't know that. I got that screenshot. That's great. Oh, wow. That's going on my OkCupid profile. And boy, Ned wins because his buddy stabbed him in the back.
Now, Howland Reed does not die here, does he?
I don't think he... Well, we don't know. He was wounded. I'm not sure how he was hurt, but... He could have survived it. They didn't make that clear. But he has kids.
Yes.
Jojen and Mira, who are the 2 young kids who are helping out with Bran. Although Jojen is he's sleeping with the skeletons, as they say. And Mira is all bummed out and she's shitting her pants outside of the tree hut. So Bran is like, oh, he got stabbed. He stabbed him in the back. This wasn't what I was told.
Right. And he's upset because that was a dishonorable end to an honorable man.
Yeah. Oh, are you sure that's why Bran was upset?
Well, I mean, think about it. His father lied to him all these years.
Well, that's why he was upset, but not because of this guy's death. Bran doesn't give a shit about this too. I mean, it was interesting to watch a fight.
Yeah, I mean, it what's the word? It kind of lowers his father's standing in his mind.
Sure, it bruised the standing and the esteem he held for his dad. Also, though, this is a moment in every man's life and woman where they realize adults are full of shit. And you have to kind of learn that people make crap up and there's hypocrisy, people fudge things, details, stories get twisted, people cultivate things. However, it doesn't harm Ned in my view. He had to be the noble dude. It's not like he was some criminal under king who was out raping and murdering dudes. He just happened to have won a fight, and then the story was that he won the fight. You know what I mean? Like
I see this, though, as opening the door to Ned potentially being exposed as not telling the full truth about his alleged affair that created the child Jon Snow.
Okay, well, that's really interesting.
Because this sets a precedent that he's done this before.
I got you, but I would say that that's more about Bran's journey into the past and what he's going to learn about the way the world works. Mm-hmm. Because he's got this tremendous power because he's on the Weirwood Wide Web. Mm-hmm.
Do you think
I came up with that? Yeah. Get it? World Wide Web? Weirwood Wide Web? Pretty good. Because he's traveling.
Do you think they had to disconnect and reconnect a bunch of times? Like maybe they came in on Ned on the toilet. It's like, oh, not this part. No, let's go back. Let's try again.
Yeah. Yeah, they popped in at the wrong moment. Yeah. Ned's beaten off behind the weirwood tree.
And Bran's like, I don't want to go yet. Not yet. Because go, boy.
Yeah. That's my brother on G-Chat. Let me get rid of this son of a bitch. God damn it. It's Mother's Day. I don't talk to brothers on Mother's Day. All right, I'll cut that part out of the video, James. So, all right, yeah. So let's keep pushing.
They're gonna be here all day.
The wrong moments. I love that. That's so funny. All right, so this guy's like, "Oh, you bastard! You didn't really win, but I'm dying, so I'm dead." So, oh yeah, Ned does this. This was actually cool. Yeah. By the way, I would absolutely have done this. This is not the time to be an honorable person. This dude just slaughtered your buds. He's got your sister kidnapped. You're Ned Stark. You're angry. You're probably a little adrenalined up anyway. Mm-hmm. So what you do, you chop the motherfucker's head off.
Now, does he already have his Valyrian steel sword at this point?
No. Damn it. Ice, is that the name of that sword?
Yes.
Yeah, that was, I don't know how he acquired it, actually. I don't have the answer.
He killed a boss and it dropped it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he got a big drop from,
crafted it.
Another dorky video game reference from James.
I'll stop that.
No, keep it. We're a video game channel, dude. Keep it up. Are you kidding? This is a fucking sword fighting show. So, yeah, so we hear, there's a lady in the tower, fucking come get me. So there's that. And then Bran looks, and he's running off. Ned goes charging up. He's a hero. Bran chases after. This old guy is like, this fucking kid is driving me crazy. And Bran goes, father! Mm-hmm. And then Ned stops, looks back. Something made him...
Yeah, it's almost like he's been able to revise history.
Oh, well, we'll see how much influence he has. Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
you should yell, "Father, your princess is in another castle."
Yeah, your shoe's untied. And then Ned turns and trips and breaks his face. Gets real hurt. Lands on his scissors he's carrying. Okay, so he turns back. He looks. Nobody's there. He's not there. Oh, boom! The old guy pulls him out.
Yeah.
Bran's on his drug trip.
Clearly didn't want Bran to see something.
Well, no. Okay, I don't. I think he clearly is worried about Bran learning the proper amount of restraint.
Yeah.
And Bran's not showing that he's being as restrained as he's supposed to be because he's not respecting the power. Or he's going to have to learn it the hard way.
And he acknowledges...
I think obviously this season he's going to learn it the hard way.
Yeah. And the old man even... What's the guy's name? I don't want to just call him the old man. Tree man.
Yeah, old tree root McFuckface.
Okay, tree root guy. So he does acknowledge that perhaps Ned did hear him. He goes, perhaps he did, or perhaps he heard the wind.
Yes.
So he acknowledged that there's a possibility that Bran has some sort of power that transcends time and space even.
But do you think this is a unique power because Bran is such a powerful, I
think so,
mind guy? Mm-hmm. Maybe. Interesting. I don't know because he goes, "It's history can't be changed. It's already written in ink. The ink is dry.
The ink is dry.
Yeah, the ink is dry. Just like my skin. Skin, okay, James. Yes. Old people have dry skin. Okay, that's why whenever I meet my grandma, I immediately lotion her up. So Bran's here. By the way, I just want to say something real quick. In the book, this dude is like mostly tree. He's like this old decrepit dude with tree roots coming out of his face and everything's crawling out of his head. He's like a tree root himself.
Okay.
This is like some famous actor though. He's like some old English, fancy boy. And I got a feeling they're just like, oh, all right, I'll go sit in a bank, just make it look like I'm in a box made out of wicker chair parts. Whatever. It's all right.
I think they saved the budget for her.
Yeah. They spent this money on the Stargate.
Actually, remember the last episode we were wondering if that was the same person?
Yes.
We've only ever seen one. I'm just now noticing there's another one back there.
I saw it and I was like, I had the exact same thought.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe we were a little quick to jump down their throat because it was a whole looking different chick. Mm-hmm. So maybe we'll see that little girl again.
Yeah, maybe.
Or she probably hit puberty like everybody else in the show. So yeah, I don't even remember if she said anything, but whatever. So they're standing. Oh yeah, they're over there too. See them?
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. Look at that. It's just an old guy.
Yeah,
this looks like a high school play.
Yeah, he's like on a step ladder, just poking out.
The only thing they do is he's holding on to like a root. It's like he's like, all right, I held the root. Okay, pay me, bitch. So whatever. Yeah, see, like he's holding on right here.
Yeah, that's pretty weak.
It's fine. It's all right. All right, we gotta keep moving. We're gonna try to push. We got lots of pictures. All right, boom. Dany. We know this is the Khalasar. She's being marched down to Vaes Dothrak, right?
Yes.
Did I say it right?
Where the widows of the great cows go.
Yes. If your husband dies, you got to go live in this nurse with a bunch of fucking old ladies. So she's having a bad time. I thought the shot was pretty cool. Well, we'll get to it, I think. I got some pictures of it. Hey, Great Khaleesi, move your ass. I would have said move that pretty ass, personally, James. So, oh yeah, this is a shot. So we zoom up on the horses. Pretty cool. I like big sculptures.
Yeah, I wonder who made that for them. Because they don't strike me as an artistic group of people.
I don't know. This shit's been around forever. This whole thing has been like...
Do you think they just found these statues and developed their culture around it? Like,
no, maybe there was a guy who just had a lot of money and like buying big expensive horse statues. Come on. Of course they could have made it. Somebody built the pyramids. We still haven't figured out how that happened.
Right, but look what they built. They live in little huts.
James, it was ancient aliens, okay? Why don't you shut the fuck up?
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah. It was modern aliens. Okay, so Khaleesi's having a bad time. Here it is. This is the hut. This guy, welcome home, Khaleesi. And, all right, we're going to drop you off.
Yeah, and this hut reminds me of the place where she ate the stallion's heart.
Yeah, and the same place where Drogo, her husband, got angry at the brother.
Oh, and gave him his crown.
Gave him the crown of gold that he always wanted. He goes, crown for king. That's how he said it. I always thought it was funny. So this old lady's in there, and she's like, "Okay, I'm the king of this. I'm the head lady here, and you know, what are you doing?" She starts giving her shit. It was a little weird. They rip her clothes off. No titties. It's not in the contract. She won't do it.
There's a brief second of aside.
By the way, HBO, I will totally show my tits on camera. Okay. All right. So this is weird. I don't know. I didn't make too much of this. She's not. I was worried she might start really attacking her. The flame thing was a little intimidating.
Right.
But she's like, I remember you. Yeah, you ate the Sound's heart. But then they gave her shit. She's like, I'm the king. I'm the queen. I'm a big fancy pants bitch. And she goes, yeah, we remember. We know you were the wife, but you left. You're supposed to come straight here.
Yeah, what you did was forbidden.
Yeah, you did something forbidden. And they're not happy about that. Yeah, so they're like, you might not even be able to stay.
It's basically not only do you not belong here, not only are you not welcomed here, but you probably won't be allowed to stay here.
Yeah, or if you're lucky, you get to stay here.
Your fate is still up in the air.
Which sort of made it seem like one of these other guys might come in here and claim you.
Maybe.
And we might not. We you know, you got to prove that you're going to be here. But that's the thing. She's in this crazy position. Now, this is a safer spot for her probably. So she needs to sort of fight to stay, even though this is actually sort of an imprisonment. It's really nutty. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, until she can fly away on a dragon again.
Yeah, until she can get her pet dragon to show up and burn all these bitches to the ground. Take that for saying I have white pussy hair, motherfuckers. James. Oh, sorry. Family entertainment. God damn it. Just kidding. It's a bloody show filled with tits and ass and swordplay. So, all right, we were all young once. All right, yeah, you're old. Clean becomes doge. Clean is just their word for old hags.
Probably.
And she's like, yeah, I'm young and hot, still pretty hot. It's all good. And now they must decide what to do with the Khal Drogo silver-haired widow. And they apparently don't have the term platinum blonde.
No.
And also, we're gonna cut off those giant caterpillars off your head. So, okay, I love this. Yeah. I kind of like Varys. Varys was at his best here.
Yeah, Varys, as everyone knows, is the master of whispers from King's Landing.
I'm full of whispers and birds. Yeah. I like getting birds.
And no matter where he goes, he establishes a network and he gets right to work. He doesn't waste any time.
He gets on the whisper wide web.
Yep.
And but it was funny that he's not happy. He's hot. He's waving. There he is. He's got the fan. That's so funny. He goes, how do you guys stand around in leather? So they're bringing this chick.
And I didn't recognize her at first, but you did immediately.
Oh, yeah. She was a prostitute. Of course I recognized her. She's a dude in one of the episodes of season 5 where one of the Unsullied goes, takes his clothes off, and she starts to do it. She goes, no, and they cuddle.
Yeah.
And she strokes his head, and then all of a sudden a knife comes and slices his neck open. It's very graphic, actually.
So she's directly responsible for the murder of some of the Unsullied.
Turns out it's she's like a confederate of the Sons of the Harpy.
Yes.
So they've got her. I'm not sure how they knew, but they got her, and now she's being interrogated. They want information. So he dismisses them, and he starts walking around. I think she could have beaten up Varys.
Probably.
Varys is not a fighter. Come on.
Well, I mean, she couldn't exactly knee him in a certain place.
I think there's still enough nerve endings down there to do some damage. Maybe he's like that guy Captain Kirk beats up, but he's got his genitals on his knees.
Nope.
So she's but she's tough. I mean, she's a street chick. She's a prostitute fighter, man. She could have fucked up Varys, but he does have no hair, so that makes it harder to grab his head.
And Varys fights with words and threats.
Yeah.
So
Varys would fight like a beached whale. Okay, so. He's like, I need information. I like to make people happy instead of angry or something. Goes, interrogation, we don't always get the right information, which is true. And so they're fighting, they have this back and forth.
Yeah, and then he casually weaves the name of her son into the conversation. Which is perceived as a serious threat.
He goes, what about Dob? Dob. He goes, am I pronouncing that right? And we're like, you and I looked at each other like, who the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
And they reveal it's her son. And so he's threatening her son. I mean, he's basically...
Well, he appears to be, but when she calls him on it, he backs off and says, I would never harm a child. Because think about when he was a child, he was taken by that magician guy or the sorcerer guy.
The one he had shipped over in a box.
Yeah, and completely defiled.
Yeah.
So he would never harm a child from his past experiences.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's a good read. I didn't pick up on that. But he goes, how will he handle not having you?
Yeah.
That's the threat. Which is a good threat. So he wouldn't harm a child, but he'll kill a woman.
Yeah. Well.
Hey, it's King's Land or whatever the fuck. Meereen. I mean, Westeros in the eastern continent and all the other shit. So they have this back and forth. It ends with him finally eliciting the information he wants. We don't need to see every guy.
Yeah, well, she starts saying, well, if I give you information, they'll kill me. So it's either they kill me or you kill me. What's my other option?
Right. He goes, you have option C, which is the Peace Corps. Yeah. He kicks his bag. He goes, you can either, I've already booked ship for a lady and a kid and a big bag of silver. And he kicks, I was like, this chick is poor.
Yeah.
She'll take a third of that. She'll take like a small handful of silver.
And
Give me a break.
He got the tickets on kayaks, so it's not the best seat on the boat. Yeah, but it'll do in a pinch.
Yes. By the way, this segment of our podcast, is this a podcast? This segment of our video thing on YouTube is sponsored by Priceline.com. Priceline.com, Varys. Okay, so, all right, boom. We're in the little thing. This is a cute little scene. Tyrion's bored out of his mind.
Yeah, this is basically Tyrion trying to recreate the small council meetings of King's Landing.
Yeah.
By trying to get to know the people, break the ice.
Yes, but it's not like he enjoyed the small council meetings. But he's bored and his mind is idle and he can't handle it. That's why he drinks. Also, he's got to hang out with these two fucking squares.
Yeah. Not exactly the energy beacons of the room.
They have one set of genitals between them. And they're all straight. Just, we don't drink. We don't do shit. And he's like, what do you guys do? Because we play games. Or Tyrion's like, we play game. Let's play a game. When I say something true, if I'm wrong, I drink. Or, I drink.
But before that, the Grey Worm says games are for children. And the woman whose name is, I forget. Missandei.
The most gorgeous woman on the planet.
Implies that her masters had games played, but they were only for the women. Implies that they were some sort of devious, not like the kind of games that
shitty, horrible, rapey games.
Yes.
But, which says, I guess that's a vignette of her past.
Yeah, different cultures.
But also, they've never played a game. So it's not doesn't even occur to them that it's okay to have fun.
Yeah.
And James, here at SuckProfessor, we're all about having fun. It's a gaming channel. So he goes, okay, so do this thing. And he goes and gets some more drinks. And he's like, okay, we're going to play a game. I'll tell the truth. And then he goes, well, it doesn't work if you guys can't drink. So there's no point in this game. Yeah.
And then they're interrupted.
Yeah. And then he pulled out a box, a twister. And started to unfold the thing. And then suddenly he's struggling. He's like,
he was about to spin the bottle.
Yeah. Let's play spin the goblet. Yeah. And so he's like, ooh, fucking squares. They're not gonna, no fun for me today. So Varys comes in. He's of course relieved, even if it's Varys. He's still at least he knows he's gonna be intellectually. He's got new info. He's like, okay, I found out this chick. I paid her off, and she's gonna give me some information. What else does he say? Am I missing?
Oh, he informs them that the Sons of the Harpies are funded by the three wealthy kingdoms surrounding
Astapor, Yunkai, and Volantis.
Very impressive.
I agree. That was impressive. I didn't expect that to come out of my mouth. And so they're like, well, we don't... Yeah, they kind of realize that this indicates something, though. I'm messing up.
Well, he wants to send a sparrow to the three kingdoms with a message to try and see if they can broker some sort of agreement. And Varys says, I don't trust these kingdoms, but I'll always trust a bird.
Yeah, so he trusts the information because he knows he's getting these desperate, poverty people to give him information or whatever. But this is where Missandei hears is like they only speak one language, the language I speak.
Right.
Better because she speaks 19 languages, which is also fucking hot. I love smart women, wink. And she's like, I speak the one language I speak more than anything I've ever heard. It's better. And they don't say what it is, but it's violence, right?
That's the impression I got. Bloodshed.
Like that's my favorite language too. Next to English. And by the way, great abs. I'm talking about him. You know he's got great abs. Yeah. You know he does. So basically this is sort of like setting up like, well, things are going to go a little wacky in Meereen.
Yeah.
Like they're going to have to start getting violent here because things are not good. And they got their dragons and we want to see what's going to happen with that. All right, so that's exciting. Bunch of little stupid street kids, you know, what are they doing? She's playing with this gyroscope planet thingy, whatever.
So they're in the laboratory of the Maester who resurrected the mountain.
Yes.
And what was his name? I hate that I can't remember what it is.
Sir Frankenstein's guy. Evil man. Yeah, he was kicked out.
He's Cersei's mad scientist now, basically.
He's playing with dark arts.
Yeah, he was booted out of the Citadel.
Yeah. And Pycelle hates him. He's up to no good, except that he's actually proven himself quite useful to Cersei.
Right. And was he not appointed at the small council meeting to be the new Master of Whispers?
Oh, was that an official job?
I think he was, yes.
I didn't know that was an official job.
Yeah, and that's why he is taking all of Varys' contacts, his little birds, and under his wing to gather information for him.
So Varys' absence has been tough. They've had to deal with lack of information.
Yeah, Varys was essential to the runnings of King's Landing. Yeah. Information is power.
The Whisper Wide Web. Yeah. That's right. I used to go to a barber called the Master of Whiskers just to get my mustache trimmed. And so, okay, cute little, street urchins.
And he pays them in children's currency, which is candy.
Candy.
Always
candy. Candy plums. Yeah. You know, like the old song, Chestnuts Roasted by the Open Fire? That's how horrible life was back then, is that chestnuts was a treat.
Get out of here. Covered in spines and...
No, they're actually... But they're covered in a tough skin that's really hard to remove. I've cooked with chestnuts because I'm weird. So yeah, anyway, all right, he's got his kids. He's got, all right, kids, everybody take some candy. By the way, it looks pretty good. This is some artisanal shit, man. Yeah. We're talking about some boutique fucking candy right here. How
sinister does he look?
I know. This is the worst guy. This is the photo all parents should be terrified. All right, kids, gather around. If a man does this to you,
if he dresses all in black and lives in a dungeon
and invites you into his resurrection dungeon and gives you candy, but hey, this is King's Landing. That's hilarious. That's so bad. Of course, they love it. This is probably the best moment in all their lives. These terrible kids. I mean, by the terrible, I just mean like...
But that one kid, I'm pointing to the screen right now, but when he first bites into one, he makes a face that looks almost as though he's so disgusted by what he's eating that he wants to throw up.
He's probably been... Either he's done it about 15 times for the take in the show, or he's a human of the 21st century, and he's used to eating candy like Fruit Ninja and Candy Crush, meaning he's a spoiled, rich little brat. Why am I beating up on that kid? So clink, clunk, clunk, clink. Here I come. I'm a big scary guy with a weird eyeball. 2 weird eyeballs actually. And so he comes in. Who's here? Cersei and he goes, get out of here, kids. And they scurry out. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Jaime and Cersei. Oh, this was a funny little moment. What did he do here?
Oh, he says Jaime is questioning whether or not Sir Gregor still has his wits about him. Does he even understand full, complete sentences? And he looks at him with menacingly right after that, as if to say, absolutely.
He goes,
yeah.
That was great. Oh, shit. I guess I got a little too close to the freak. And he's like, yeah, I know. It's all right. So he's not going to hurt him, though. So they come in here asking him, Cersei says, we want birds everywhere. We want birds in Dorne. We want birds in Northern
She's basically plotting revenge. She's basically planning her rise to power again.
Yeah. She's setting the groundwork for the information she needs to manipulate the whole thing.
Right.
Get back in. Because they're without Tywin.
Right.
Their grip is not strong.
They have significantly fallen down a couple of rungs in the power level ladder.
Although still their son is the king, and they're still out there. But they're fighting. They're really holding on.
They're trying to reposition themselves.
Yeah, as they should. And I like it's a good team. This is like good cop, worst cop, bad cop, worst cop, and handsome cop, sexy cop, and then sexy cop, handsome cop. These two need to just. Fuck.
Oh, don't worry, they'll do that.
World's weirdest threesome, James, right here. Foursome, if you really want. Okay, all right. Sorry, everybody. I apologize. Family entertainment. Okay, so does the guy? Why did Jamie look at him like that? Do you remember specifically? Yeah, who cares? So,
well, I mean, they're talking about they float the idea of sending the Mountain in against the militant religious dudes.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, they have hundreds on their side. The Mountain can't well, they didn't call him the Mountain. They said Sir Gregor cannot possibly take on that many.
Which he's also referred to as Sir Robert Strong.
Right, and they seem to have dropped that. And now they're just openly referring to him as Sir Gregor, so they're acknowledging that that's the Mountain now.
Yeah, we always knew that was the Mountain.
Well, I mean, it was obvious, but they never... Why give him a fake name to begin with if you're going to just...
It's not fake, it's 2 names. No, they never tried to pull a fast one. They weren't like, oh, who's this big...
Why would they call him Sir Robert Strong if they didn't want to conceal his identity?
Because Robert Baratheon and Strong. Case?
Okay.
Closed. So, small council meeting with what's this woman? She's known as the Thorne Rose lady?
Yeah, that's Marjorie's mother.
Yes. No, grandmother. Marjorie's grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah, the Queen of Thorns, I believe they call it.
Yeah.
This is her husband. This dude, okay, let's just keep... This guy here, one of my favorite characters in the whole show. He's such a dumbass.
He can sing, though.
Huh?
He can sing.
He can sing, but he's such like a... he's like just born into high royalty. He's just married because he was like... I just love that about this movie. It's like not everybody is this conniving... I call it a movie. Show. Not everybody is this conniving, amazing manipulator. Some of them are just dopey dudes. He loves... You can tell he's like into being this guy.
Yeah,
he's her husband. She calls all the shots. She's the smart one. She bosses him. There's a scene where in an earlier season where he walks up and she just like barks at him and he goes away. Yeah. It's so funny. I love this guy. He makes me smile.
Yeah. So in this scene, Grand Maester Pycelle is talking trash about the Mountain, saying that he's an abomination, that this mad scientist has orchestrated a monster who must be put down.
And he goes, the beast must be killed or stopped or something.
Not realizing that they're standing behind him.
He wasn't looking. They didn't.
And they don't expect him to be there because technically they don't believe them to have the right to sit at the small council meeting.
They're not in there. Yeah, so, but they barge in. They are high-placed people, like we talked about. This is Kevin Lannister, Tywin's brother, the Hand of the King, I guess, running things pretty much.
And Jaime reminds him that the head of the Kingsguard does have a place at the council.
Yes, and that's Jaime.
Yeah,
head of the Kingsguard. Yeah, that's right. But this is awkward. This is like, they're not cool with this. This is like a school meeting. Yeah, it's like having 2 principals fighting over, I don't know.
It's like showing up to a party uninvited.
Thank you.
And saying, hey, I do belong here.
Yeah. They're trying to insist on being a part of it. And they're like, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. We don't like you. Get out of here. He said something. I don't remember. Whatever. So,
they basically sit down at the table and say, well, you can't make us leave.
Yeah. Jaime grabs some chairs. They sit down. They go, yeah, can't make us leave. And they go, you can't make us stay. And they go, oh, fuck. Yeah. Check and mate. That was funny. That's how they ended. So they get up. He's like, all right, we're out of here. And they all get up. And Pycelle walks by the guy. Yeah. This is kind of a cool shot. This was a cool shot. It was very quick. I'm glad I got a screenshot of it. But Pycelle walks by because he's, he hates that other Maester dude, the evil dark wizard man. And this thing, obviously, we just talked about it. But whoa, it's like, you don't want this guy looking at you. This is terrifying. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, there he is. He's like, oh, shit. I better go do some squats and bang a whore. So they're stuck alone.
Yep.
And humiliated and awkward silence. Their plan didn't work. So they got to come up with something else.
It's only going to make Cersei more angry.
I'm excited. I can't wait. Not a lot has happened, though. This episode has not been...
It's a slow-paced episode.
Yeah, real action-packed. So now we got this fucking...
So have we come across any other examples of an oath being broken?
Oh. I don't know. They're all breaking their oaths the whole time. That's why there's
maybe the instance of lying to history, of Ned Stark lying to his children about the events of that sword fight could be a broken oath. Yeah,
in the sense that an oath is sort of a honored truth about something, and that was actually it was violated by the actual truth violated that oath, I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. That's part of the theme. I feel like suddenly we're in English class, James. You're giving me anxiety. Knock it off. So we got the poverty pope sitting here praying, doing his bullshit, putting on a show for his friends. And King Tommen, I was glad to see this. It's like, come on, you little shit. Get your fucking knights and go take some action. Go do something. Of course, he's Tommen. He's not Joffrey. He just comes up and he goes, I want you to let my mother wants to come see my daughter, my sister's body. She wants to see where her daughter's buried.
And yet makes no demands or requests about Marjorie, his wife.
Yeah, it's true. He didn't bring up Marjorie. Yeah, we haven't seen her in a while. She's one of my faves, too. She's like the Missandei of the Westeros. Those are my... Oh, man. All right, so it's so weird. It's like Tommen just comes in and says what he wants. the guy says no. And then it's like, okay.
Sit down on this bench and I'll talk to you for 20 minutes.
Yeah, this guy gives him,
cool.
he mesmerizes him with his confident religion bullshit. But most of the gist of his speech was like we gotta care for each other, help people be the best people they can be. He actually had some nice things to say.
Yeah.
So he's sort of charming. Tommen's pissed, we're getting to that, and he's like, what are you gonna do? And why does my crown look so stupid on my dumb bald head? Or blonde head, not bald. He doesn't. This dude's always unfazed. Nothing bugs him. He always knows exactly what to say. He brushes off his boys. He goes, "You guys back off." Tommen does the same thing, and so now he's like, "All right, so let's put the fighters away. Let's put our soldiers down and talk." So now we at least know there's not going to be violence, unless it's some sort of trick, which it wasn't. So, but he pulls him over and he goes, "Oh, my knees hurt. I'm old and stupid. Can I sit down?" And he goes, "Yeah, all right, go ahead, sit down." He goes, "Join me, please, sit down." And so this is where they're talking. And what did you think the point of this was? Here's what I think. I want to hear your opinion. Tommen is too trusting and sweet of a little boy man, and doesn't have the evilness. Like I said last episode, he needs a little bit of Joffrey in him. But so is he being pulled into this guy's charms now? I don't think he's going to be turned. I don't think that's possible.
He's easy to manipulate.
He's manipulating. Yeah. Is that, what did you think though?
I was kind of looking at it the same line, that he doesn't have the strength of will that's needed of a ruler, and that he can be swayed in directions that a ruler should not be malleable.
Right. Right. It's almost like even if he doesn't turn and become one of these militant dudes or like an ally, he's softened. So his rage is being put out a little bit. It's like the guy's peeing on the fire, putting it out a little bit. Yeah. Great peeing on the fire, James. It's a beautiful imagery. All right. So when Stick, Gray, dragging blind Arya. But she's not. We sense right away that she's in. So what's this place called? The Two Towers.
Yeah, the House of Black and White or something like that.
House of Black and White. James, I just want to take a little moment of pride, even though it's the most obvious prediction in the history of TV show recap review guy thing. Training montage.
Yeah, so we can get through this one pretty quickly. Yeah, basically. Question, a girl has no blank. Question, a girl is no blank. Question, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but with lots of smack, whack, bloody face, bloody lip. This girl, this evil older chick, is beating her with his bamboo cane. Every time she says something, she goes, who are you? Who were you?
Who were you? Yeah.
Arya, and she talks to the story of her family. I had 4 brothers. Whack. I had 2 and 3.5 brothers. 2 guys and a girl in a pizza place. And so they're like, oh, fuck, shit. And Arya's getting the stick, and she's still getting the shit beat out of her. But the moment's coming. We know what's going to happen. Poor Arya. My heart breaks for her. Oh, man. And, they're doing this thing. And this, I didn't quite understand.
She was sniffing different powders.
Yeah.
I'm guessing part of her training was being able to sniff out poisons or so, because she is an assassin of some.
Okay, sorry.
Well, she needs to be a master of stealth and poisons and assassination techniques, so she needs to be able to sniff out certain powders. So I think this was part of her test.
I get, or was this in some? But it kind of finished. Okay, so she's wafting it forward. I saw the Frugal Gourmet do that once. And so training montage. Arya is starting to move like she's supposed to. She senses the floor thing. They showed a cool shot of the chick stepping, even though she's very quiet, but Arya's tuning up. Of course, everybody's making the Daredevil comparison, which I think is bullshit. I think Daredevil is like fucking Arya. All right? Goddamn right. And so this chick, she's pretty tough. She could probably knock a couple of bitches out. And she beats our blind girl all the time. So this thing, though, where she scoops it, is it like, okay, so we start to see more of Jaqen H'ghar, though.
Yeah, the fact that there's like an X over that bottle leads me to think that's a poison.
Yeah, this here. Yeah, I saw that too. All we need here is a skull. Yeah. A little skull with little teeth. And the gross nails. Ooh, good.
Well, she can't exactly see them.
It'd be weird if they're like French manicured. So she's going up. She's starting to, this guy, yeah. He's, the whole powder thing, because then she pours it into the cup and he smiles, or he's like, okay, she's finally getting it. And I guess maybe she's making poisons or something, or maybe
either that or Kool-Aid.
Yeah, she's mixing up some country time. So Arya's still getting her ass kicked, but we know it's coming. Arya's fighting back. She's doing the training montage. We're hearing, that's the scene.
She blocks one.
Bam! Blow. I know. And by the way, what you do when you lock your stick down, you just slide your stick back and forth. You just go. Okay, I've always imagined that's how you fight. You don't pull your stick back, you just whack their knuckles real hard. So he's having a good time watching two girls fight. And Arya has been reborn, except she's still a blind little girl. So she's hanging out by the fire. This is TV for blind people. It's just warmth. And this guy comes up and he goes, I will give a girl her name. If she says her name, I'll give her sight back. And she's like, a girl has no name. So he goes, okay, come over here. This is the death water.
Yeah, and she is well aware of that.
Yeah.
And she hesitates. And he says, she
didn't hesitate much.
If a girl is truly no one, then she has nothing to fear.
Yeah. Yes, which means you are willing to take this risk. Now, James, let me ask you this. Okay, let's get to what happened first. So she gives her this bowl. She grabs it. She does hesitate a slight, but it really isn't like she didn't.
There is a hesitation.
Slight, yeah, as there would be for anybody.
The hesitation prompts him to deliver his line.
What is his line?
If a girl is truly no one, then she has nothing to fear.
Right, yeah. And
so then she drinks.
She takes a big old swig, and she goes, oh, there's a swig. She takes a swig. Camera zooms in slow. We know what's about to happen. She takes a couple of breaths. Her eyes are back. Fuck yeah. It's been so hurtful for me to watch her blink blind. Yeah, I care about people, man. She's one of the best characters.
Yeah, she's just going to get up and run into the other room and beat the girl with the stick.
Yeah, she goes and she immediately grabs a gun. Just, you fucking bitch. Yeah, she could totally kick her ass now. So this is great. Obviously, we knew it was going to happen. It would have been really weird if she was blind the whole episode. So, okay, my question. Was that poison in the pool? And she survived drinking poison because of her newfound commitment to being a no-name, or had the guy switched it out with just water or something?
Well, someone told me that in the books she was given some sort of a milk type drink every night at the culmination of her training, and that the buildup of this caused her blindness, and that she was able to be cured by some sort of antitoxin or something like that.
Okay.
So I think this may have something sort of similar to do with that.
Okay, so maybe the poison kills regular people, but if you're one of these cursed blind people, and you drink it, just cleans up your cataracts.
Yeah.
It's like Doctors Without Borders. All right, good. So she's fine. Oh, man, I'm so happy. So, I don't know, they say some shit. So this flag...
Now, whose banner is that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't identify it right away, but it's obviously the dominatrix banner for chaining up dudes. So, we're on our way into Winterfell. It's probably the Umbers. Yes. I'm gonna guess that's the Umbers.
It's the guy who's talking to Bolton.
I like this guy a lot. Even though he turned out to be one of the worst people ever. This dude here was awesome. He's like, what did he say? He goes, you killed your dad. I know you did.
Yeah, and he absolutely has no fear for Ramsay.
He calls somebody a cunt twice.
Roose Bolton.
Roose Bolton. Yeah. Which calling a dude a cunt. I'm all for that. Equality, baby. Yeah. And so this guy was just confident and kind of badass. I thought the casting just looks cool. Yeah. I don't know. I was really taken by this guy. So Ramsay's being Mr. Lord. He's running his little castle. He's got his right-hand man here. This guy's a Karstark. So strong houses, the Lord of Winterfell. But he's trying to consolidate power here in the north. And this is an Umber. He goes, you didn't pledge your loyalty when my dad took over.
And you know why he's still with Ramsay?
Who's he?
The guy sitting next to Ramsay.
This guy here?
Yeah.
No, go.
Because his car wouldn't start.
Oh, God. Oh, God, James.
All right, moving on.
James, I take umbrage with what you just said. So this guy here. Now, this is a minor detail. Not minor, but a quick detail from a previous... When Bran split with Hodor and the Jojen, the Reeds, he split with Rickon and Osha. Right, Office of Safety and Health.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, I know. And they were going to go to the Umbers because they were very loyal to. And this guy's dad is the dude who Robb Stark's direwolf bit the fingers off of at one of their War Council meeting tables. And it's a really pretty tense scene. I miss Robb Stark.
Robb was good.
He was a good guy. He was one of the good ones. Great wife. God, she was one of the other. Oh man, the women. It sounds like such a perv.
So basically, what they're saying is that the wildlings are coming down from the north, to attack, and his kingdom's right in their path.
Yeah, he's like, I'm between you and the wall.
Yeah, and there's not going to be a long period of time between the time that they breach my gate and come to your gate. So I suggest you send people up to help me. And Ramsay's like, okay, fine, I'll do that, but take a knee, pledge your oath to me as Warden of the North.
He's like, no, I'm not
fall
doing
under
that.
my banners.
Yeah. He's like, I've been fighting wildlings my whole life. I like it. It's all I've ever. It's great, but we can't. It's getting worse. shit's gonna get fucked up. So he goes, I won't pledge my knee or whatever.
Because he said, what good did that do to Ned Stark?
Yeah. Yeah, look at him. There he is. And yeah, that's right. So he goes, but I'll do something else.
Yeah, I'll give you a gift.
I brought you a gift. Bring in the gift,
it's
boys.
An edible arrangement.
Yeah. It's pineapples. It's kiwi, and Ramsay has a bite, and turns out he's a little allergic to strawberries. So okay, so he goes, bring in the gift, and we bring in. Oh no! Oh, Ramsay goes, I hope it's a redhead. I like redheads. Yeah. It's like, oh, you fucking creep! Come on, who likes redheads? And he goes, all right, we got to use a gift, and they pull off the hair. Oh shit!
Yep, so, I haven't seen her in a while.
We pretty much. By the way, really huge eyeballs. I think we all know who's underneath.
Yeah,
this
after
thing.
seeing that, you kind of know who the other one is.
Yeah, only someone not paying attention at all that wouldn't have an idea who this was going to be under the other hood. But they kind of made it up like a big reveal. Yeah. And guess who's been struck by the puberty fairy? Little old Rickon. Good actor. I saw him in another show that I was watching. The same kid. He was in a medieval show. Same haircut. This kid was born to play a medieval boy. Anyway, now he's born to play a medieval teen, and he's as tall as Ramsay.
Yeah, he is.
Puberty is the worst thing for long shows. Yeah, shows that go like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She never hit puberty. So push in Ramsay or Rickon. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. So Ramsay first says, this is great that I have a Stark now, but how do I know this is Rickon Stark?
Yes.
Rickon.
He goes, prove it that's Rickon or Rickon, whatever. And they look at each other like, oh, we're fucked. And she's like, he goes, so bring it in. Oh no, it's his direwolf. I forgot the name. It's some scary name like Night or Grizzly or some crazy. It's like the summer ghost. Lee L something. That's the girls. How many direwolves are left? Is Ghost the only one that's alive?
It seems like it, but the red one could still bring this one back.
So no. I think there's two. Yeah. She brings like that Russian video. That was Russian scientist that brought the dog head alive.
Yeah.
Look it up, guys. Google Russian scientists bring back dog head. Don't. Honestly, it's horrifying. They make a dead dog's head like move around in like the 50s. Okay, sorry that. I don't know why that's going to be in the video. So anyway, yeah, I think Arya's dog is still out there because they killed Sansa's dog when Joffrey had the fight by the river when they killed the butcher's boy when they with Arya's buddy, and so we got Ghost and I read the books. I'm pretty sure Arya, but it's like gone out there in the woods. Although like, there are whispers.
Yeah, just like the Black Dragon.
Yeah, like Drogo. Yeah, yes. In a way, kind of like Arya. They all sort of live the same life as their thing. Although hopefully this isn't the same fate that Rickon serves. This actually was just one of the farmhand dogs.
Actually seems like a smallish head for a direwolf.
Oh really, James? Are you an expert on the size of giant hook spike things and thick tables? This is Game of Thrones. These aren't American IKEA tables. These are fat, thick tables. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm just saying that the perspective might be hard to judge. But I hear you. So Ramsay's like, oh, great. You guys got a dead animal? I'm happy. And it is Rickon. So this guy looks at him. All right, see you later.
Ramsay's happy.
Look at him. He looks like a little boy who just hugged a clown. Oh, boy.
Great expression.
I'm going to be flaying tonight. Look at me. So, I was really tapping it there. All right, so Jon Snow, our favorite boyfriend. He is a little... I don't know, depressed, wigged out, fucked up in the head. I would be. I am. And I'm not even a resurrected zombie man. He's just hanging out, having his thing, looking sad.
This is sort of like the expression he had on his face and exactly where he was sitting when Olly came in to tell him that the false news that led him to be killed in the first place.
Wow. Good pull, dude. Never would have gotten that one. There's Longclaw there as a handle. And Davos comes in. Maybe you're right. I think you're right there. Oh, yeah. So he's like, all right, hey, buddy, get out of here. And so he puts this down.
Yeah, which is his bloody doublet.
Yeah, blood's doublet. Wow, look at you.
Yeah, which is basically his way of saying before he even says it that I'm done with the Night's Watch. My watch is over. That was symbolic of that.
I think, yes. Although, allow me to disagree with you. I just think this is him contemplating the crime that was committed against him. Because this has holes, it has his blood.
Oh, yeah.
This is what he was wearing when all those dudes stabbed him. And so he's basically, because he's being summoned he knows what's about to happen. We don't necessarily know what's going on until we follow them out to the courtyard. Right. So you might be right, but I'd like to hear what our fans think in the comments below. Okay. Boom. My she's hot too. Oh boy. Red-headed face boy, man, with his scary beard. So they're all looking a little grim. Sir Davos is watching from behind. This is another tabletop board game meeting. And they're...
this shocked the crap out of me.
This whole thing. So the traitors, the murderers gang. Anyway, Jon Snow is approaching them. Yeah. Things are going down, literally. We'll go. What?
I was torn here thinking, is he really going to do it? Or is he going to show mercy? And then I was thinking, well...
You didn't sound torn. You go out. James goes, he's going to show mercy.
but then...
You said something.
But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, what got him murdered in the first place? Showing weakness to the wildlings, showing mercy, compassion. Has he learned enough to know that he has to show strength? He has to do what his father did in the first episode and take the head off the man who absconded from the wall.
He who passes the sentences must
swing the sword.
Yeah, must swing the sword. Yeah. Well, possibly, but I wouldn't say weakness got him killed. Sorry, I feel like I'm disagreeing with you, but I am. I think it was a mix of he rolled the dice on a very difficult decision, kill the boy. Remember, it was the whole thing. Become the man. And he took this risk doing something. The only thing he thought would help, which is we need to prevent as many of the wildlings from becoming dead army zombies, and so therefore we have to befriend them or not. And he was naive, maybe, and didn't calculate how the length these assholes would go to. Plus, he was unaware of Olly's anger. Yeah, that was never really quite. He knew that Olly was one of the kids in the village, so he didn't. He wasn't completely, but he didn't know that Olly blamed him specifically.
Yeah, and it's very easy to hate Olly. I hated the heck out of Olly for the longest time, but if you go back and rewatch the show, you can see that Olly is a victim in this. He's not a bad guy. He's had a lot of terrible things happen to him.
Yeah, he was just a weird-looking farm boy, and the Egret shot his dad in the face.
And he shot Egret.
Yeah, eventually he came back and shot it. And they let him live. They told him to go tell Castle. They're like, you can live. Go run away and tell him that we're here. Didn't you say there's like a whole subreddit just dedicated to hating Olly?
Yeah, it's basically called F Olly.
F Olly.
Well, not
say it. No, swear. I've never heard you swear.
I don't do this. Not my
swear.
Thing. It's not my thing.
Fucking swear.
No.
I mean F and
that
swear.
That would make me an Oathbreaker.
Say F fuck.
You almost tricked me.
Damn it. Okay. I like to swear. Yeah, we could talk about more, I guess. But I'm not on Olly's side as far as him killing Jon Snow. That's why people hate him. It's not actually it's not a comment on how much people hate Olly. It's a comment on how much people love Jon Snow. Right. He's so beloved. He's the male Arya. Mm-hmm. Because he's such everybody loves him. How can you not like his character, his story? He's the underdog, the bastard. He's handsome, got a great muscular back. Filled up with stab wound holes, and would have been cool if they had a little hole on his back, like one of those.
Show it went all the way through.
Yeah, exit wound. But so anyway, I get I get it. That's I think what you're saying too. But I get that Olly was angry and his whole life got fucked by the wildlings. Of course, he's going to have an irrational anger about it. I understand, and he's a young kid, so he's susceptible to this guy. Who is a strong leader. This dude is a charismatic, there's a reason he was one of the top brass, you know what I mean? This guy's got influences, and Olly, he manipulated Olly, in my opinion. That's how I read it. And then these guys were just assholes. Okay, so Jon Snow goes, all right, say your last words. Do you have any last words? And this guy goes, what is he? He says something really funny. What does he say? Tell me. No, the other guy did something. I forget.
The second guy says that, tell my family that I died fighting wildlings.
Tell my family that I died fighting wildlings. This guy says, oh, whatever, who cares? Here, I'll say something funny for him. Purple monkey dishwasher. Okay, so Jon Snow walks up. Of course, this is the real standoff. This guy gives him a little speech. What does he say?
He said I had a choice between betraying you and betraying the Night's Watch, and if given the chance to do it again, I would always hope that I would make the right decision and do exactly what I did originally. Yeah,
basically saying I have no regrets.
Yes.
I'd do it again, Jon Snow. Again and again and again, I would do it again. I like doing his voice. Mm-hmm. So, he's very confident asshole. But guess who's in charge here, bitch? You're the one with the noose around your neck. This is a cool shot, though, where he just is he just looks up. He's like, do it. I'm done. I had no more to say. I've resolved my fate. I'm good. Oh, yeah. Actually, that was not the shot. But he goes, you brought all these monsters here. And the wildling's like, hey, fuck you. We're not monsters. And they're like, he's got a point. We are monsters. No, he doesn't. Whatever. So there he is. He lifts up his neck. He says, all right, kill me now. So these guys are still stressed out, not having a good day. And then he goes over to Olly. Kind of cool, though, that it was just sort of this. It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't recall Olly saying anything.
They said nothing. They said nothing. And the whole reason here is they needed to kill off Olly before he hit puberty, because he's pretty much already there, it seems. But that's still a kid face on a man, weird pseudo man. Okay, puberty's really fucking messes with your head. So Jon Snow, we still don't know what he's gonna do. James is in full. You were pretty confident he was going to do mercy.
I was expecting him to cut the rope and then for some magical mechanism to come by and show them all fall down to their knees and be like, oh, thank you, Jon Snow.
Right. You saved us, sir. Your mercy has taught us a lesson. We were loyal to you now. I thought that he might just take his turn real quick and chop off Olly's rope and kill the other three. Or maybe maybe everybody except for Alliser Thorne. I thought that might happen, but I didn't have a confident feeling about it either way. They're all worried. He's making up his mind. It looks like he doesn't even know what the fuck he's gonna do. Sir Davos is just like, come on, get it over with. I gotta take a shit. And cool shot. Everybody's watching. It's about to go down. The thing is, man, these people are savage animals, especially the Night Black Watchmen guys, the Night's Watch, the Crows. Castle Black. But all over this whole globe, this whole weird continents, they all based off of honor and standing up for your word, although there's a lot of bullshit too. But like Ned, you know what I mean? Like if you show weakness, you're done. If you don't make example of the guy, like when he killed the captain of the gold cloaks, who the bald dude that when he was saying I'm going to go north, and he said Jon Snow assigned him to go to a different castle. The guy mouthed off to him and called him something, and then Jon Snow went and chopped his head off right away. Yep. Totally the right thing to do. Theon tried to make examples of dudes by chopping like Roderick. Of course, he fucked it up, and he showed his buffoonery and imbecile. Okay, I'm rambling. Jon Snow pulls out his sword. James, what does he do? Snap! Boom, nails it.
Yells alley-oop.
He goes alley-oop.
Olly for the win.
Yeah. He goes ollie oxen free. Cuts it. Ow, my neck. Oh, my neck. And so everybody goes, ooh, that stung. That's going to leave a bruise. And so he does it. He doesn't really, I mean, he hesitates, but he doesn't anguish. I'm sure, maybe a little bit, but he just takes out his fucking sword and cuts that rope. And waste of a good rope. I would have untied it. Ropes can't be that easy to come by. And he slowly unties it. Just does the knot and just zip. So this was kind of grisly though.
Yeah,
they got that. I've never seen anybody hung. I hope I never do.
It's a child,
except when I'm naked.
Oh wow!
And so these guys swinging and kicking, and that seems like one of the worst ways to watch somebody die.
Yeah,
I would actually take a hanging only if you got to take a long fall, so it snaps your head real hard.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard that you can actually it rips off heads sometimes.
Yeah, it absolutely does if you don't counterbalance it correctly.
Counterbalance it.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the weight of the subject and the distance of the fall and the tightness of the knot, there's a science to it.
Oh, the knot's supposed to tighten and slow down, so
it's not supposed to rip your head off.
Oh.
Like when Saddam Hussein was hung, it mostly ripped his head off.
Okay, good. Well, hey, there's an interesting side note for all of our fans.
Yeah.
I would rather just try to rip your head off. I feel like that's better. Other than your head's probably alive for like a minute. And you're like, oh, shit, I have no body. So that's crazy. So, bam, Jon Snow is like, yeah, I did it, and I'm going to do it again. And this dude's like, I'm not fucking with Jon Snow, man. Yeah. This guy means as shit. He's back from the dead. He's filled with holes. He's hot. I'm going to back off.
It'd be great if someone just like shot an arrow at Olly. He's already dead.
Oh, Olly! Oh boy, they really got the makeup department on him there. Ugh, dead, sad, inevitable outcome from the wildlings. Again, Olly didn't set this shit in motion. It's not
Would
his
you
fault.
necessarily term that blue that quickly?
It's very cold where they are.
Yeah,
it's very cold, and they become Smurfs. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed a little quick. I don't disagree with that. So Jon Snow's watching. Yeah, I guess it all happened pretty fast. Yeah, you'd think you'd be pink and reddish for a little while. even in the cold. But okay, but hey, you're dead, you know? Jon Snow puts his sword away. Look at that face. Oh, that's so, it's like, oh God, that's so crazy. So Alliser Thorne, I don't know, the guy's an asshole. I'm kind of glad he died. This is a horrifying picture there, but look, they're swinging. Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay, sorry, everybody. People are immediately just stopping the video. Oh, okay. So this is cool. This was cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So Jon Snow, this was kind of predicted. You predicted this early.
Yeah, this had to happen.
I want to give you credit for that, though. Because what did you say about the oath?
Well, this is what confuses me, because the episode's title is Oathbreaker. And the oath that you're given, that you take as a crow, is that you give your life for the wall. You give your life for service.
Yeah.
And then your watch is over.
Yeah.
But Jon Snow has already died as a crow. So his watch is effectively over. So it's not really him breaking an oath. It's not an oath broken.
But you predicted, I was just saying, just real quick, you predicted that he would leave the castle and leave the Night's Watch because of that loophole.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear until your life is over or whatever. And then his life was over. He died. They brought him back. Now he's free to go with a clear conscience.
Right. And in the previous episodes, Ed had set himself up as a true leader, a true good man in the Night's Watch. So it became obvious that he was going to be the one to become the new Lord Commander.
I didn't see that at all. I mean, I saw that he was a nice guy, but I didn't see that he was going to become Lord Commander. But yeah, that does kind of make sense. He's sort of one of the, he's not new. He's been...
Yeah, I mean, Jon has to leave the reins in someone's hands that he can trust. And there's not a lot of people around that's more trustworthy than this man.
Right. Sure. Yeah. But I like that you pointed out the oath thing, because it's like what you're saying. He didn't really break an oath. It's not an oath because it's just sort of a loophole.
Right.
It's not like he violated it.
Right.
He fulfilled his obligation.
Yeah, because when I first saw the title of this episode and hadn't watched the episode yet, I was thinking, oh crap, there's going to be some Brienne stuff going on.
Yes.
Her sword is called Oathkeeper.
Oathkeeper. I made that point in the comments with some dude watching the video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like, hey, he goes, what do you think is going to happen? What's the next one? I was like, well, her sword is called Oathkeeper. Yeah.
Oh, so okay,
she wasn't in it at all.
No, I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she would just be like, driving down the road and look at Sansa and go, I'm actually tired of you, and cuts her head off. Whoops.
I've had enough of your shit, red-haired Sansa. But he gives him the thing and he goes, this is the cloak. I didn't know it was some magic cloak or something, but he goes like, here you go.
The fuzzier your shoulders, the higher rank you are.
I know. The more you look like a furry crow. It's a crow mane. Mm-hmm. Do like winter crows have is there like a Canadian crow that's got like a fuzzy neck? So anyway, he gives it to the guy. He's like, really? Holy shit. I didn't see that coming at all. And he walks off. He storms off like a surly teen. Mm-hmm. But that was crazy. There you go. No one follows him. His assistant comes by with a notepad. Sir. So that's the end. He walks off and pow, black screen. So there you go, man. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So let's continue a little more discussion about what oath thing. Mm-hmm. What do you think they meant by Oathbreaker then in this episode?
There didn't seem to be a lot of very strong parallels to what Oathbreaker could mean in the episode, aside from the points we already made.
Yeah. Sorry, maybe we're missing something.
Perhaps.
I can't. We could go through it again, but yeah, I don't know. This seems like the most obvious reference to an oath being broken.
But I don't agree that that's an oath broken. Yeah. Technically, in the words of the Night's Watch slogan, it's your watch is over when you give your life for the wall.
You work with contracts for a living.
Oh yes.
So you're you have a mind.
So technically, he could get out of it.
That picks that sees those ways that words have very specific meanings and stuff. Mm-hmm. So that kind of makes sense. When you got your job, did you have to give an oath to a tree and then hug Sam?
Pretty much. Yeah, I had to.
I will be an accountant or whatever.
Yeah, I had to get away from the old gods.
the old gods.
I had to denounce them.
All right, that's fascinating. Okay, so anything else to point out about it? About what review overall? Would you say was it a good episode? Bad?
I think it was more of a reaction. The episode was less action, more setting things up for future events. We know Ramsay now has Rickon. Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
It's either one.
Yeah, we know that Jon is most likely going to take an army of wildlings and march on Winterfell.
Yeah,
we know that Ramsay's going to be ready for him.
Right, and now that he's got the
We know
Karstarks.
Right.
Oh, well, although, is it clear that the Umbers are going to commit men to the fight? Or is it just they gave a gift to earn Ramsay's backing off? Like to make Ramsay just not come after him?
I don't know.
They didn't really make that. He didn't say, okay, well, now we're going to be part of you. Right. He's like, I'm not going to be loyal, but I'll give you these guys.
Right. And if Brienne marches north to the wall, which she is with Sansa...
Yeah.
And Jon Snow is marching south towards Winterfell, which is where they're coming from. Yeah. Are they going to collide on the road?
Reunite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. I'm like, the Stark kids have all had these horrible, journeys. To have at least a small reunion. I mean, there's no small one, but like Sansa and Jon, they're going to be so happy to see each other. It's going to warm my heart. And then Arya, she can see again. Maybe she'll see them too.
Yeah.
Not in that. I'm just saying, it's supposed to be a blind joke. I'm terrible. I'm so tired. It's been a long one. So, yeah. It didn't push. It pushed stories forward, but it wasn't a heavy action show.
Right. It gave you one shock at the end. It gave you that catalyst that allowed Jon to break his ties with the wall and leave. Yeah. Was shocking,
marking a significant change in the course of his character. But also, the thing is that Wildling army, the White Walker. Sorry, not Wildling. The White Walker army with those the king of the White Walkers, the guy with the spiky bald head. They have to make an appearance at some point, and so. I don't think Jon's involvement, it's going to be kind of like, I think there's going to be conflict in Winterfell. There's obviously something going to happen between Jon and Ramsay. It can't not be. I mean, who knows? The White Walkers are going to, I think, kind of like surprise them all. And then they might have to turn and fight either a two-front war, or they're going to unite in a way. Maybe everybody will become loyal back to the reunited Sansa Stark gang, like Jon and Sansa, because they probably aren't real big fans of Ramsay in Winterfell.
How cool would it be?
Because he doesn't have a great grip on the north.
So you think the White Walkers are going to breach the wall? They're going to come into Westeros. They're going to wreak havoc.
Yeah.
And you think it's going to end with a fight between Jon Snow and the head White Walker in the throne room of the Iron Throne, which is frozen solid from the reign of the White Walkers.
Ooh, that would be a pretty... Yeah, I hope so. That's awesome.
That'd be cool.
Say it slower. Say it again. Say it slowly. Let me take off my pants.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't know. We don't know where the books go, but from when I read the books and all the things, it's like the whole thing is setting up that the White Walkers are going to become the global threat that they all have to face, basically, or at least in Westeros.
And you remember what?
But it's also set up partially because as all these 5 kingdoms and 7 kingdoms are all 5 kings, 7 kingdoms are all squabbling over their land, and they're fighting over King's Landing in the north and the south and Dorne. They're all like, and they don't give a shit about the White Walkers. It's been 1,000 years since they've been in real trouble at all. They've only been whispers. They're just a story. And so suddenly it's gonna be like, oh fuck! And then Dany's gonna show up with her army. I hope. I mean,
she's gonna stay in that hut the rest of the. yeah. She's gonna be like darning rugs, socks.
She's gonna learn to make great soup, heart soup and shit. She just turns into an old hag.
But from what the Red Woman says, this Azor Ahai guy apparently has.
Say who that is again.
He is the legendary warrior that Jon Snow is apparently the reincarnation of.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And he carries a sword called Lightbringer, which is a flaming sword of justice.
And that's the sword Stannis had, though. He carried Lightbringer. So that sword exists.
Yeah.
Also, an interesting thing in this storyline is that we know that, or at least Jon knows, and presumably he told Sam, that Valyrian steel is also deadly against White Walkers, can be used to kill
But how cool would it be if Jon Snow's powers awaken during his fight with the White Walker and flames shoot up a Longclaw, and then he goes after him?
That'll be pretty badass. You'll have a Valyrian steel flaming sword. That would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. I had a flaming sword once, and it turned out to just be a rash. That was a bad week. So, but what I'm saying about the Valyrian thing is, so they melted down ice. That's Ned Stark's big sword.
Right.
And they turned it into the 2 swords that Jaime Lannister has one of. And
Brienne has
the other one. So, and Jon Snow has long claw.
And Joffrey had one.
Yes. They made
3 swords out of it.
Did they? No, they made 2 out of those. We got to clear it. We don't.
I thought Joffrey got... No, because Joffrey got his sword after they melted down.
Oh, I think Jaime gave Brienne his.
Oh, that's right.
So Joffrey got one of them.
So there were 2
He gave
swords.
it to Jaime and Joffrey.
Yes, you're right.
Which makes sense. He'd give it to the men, the boy, the king and his top son, main son. Yeah, top son. Not his bottom son, wink. And then Yeah, he gave it to Brienne because Jaime befriended Brienne. So there's 2 of those swords from Ned's, but there's a third Longclaw, and then there's also a Valyrian steel dagger, which was what
Tyrion.
It was Tyrion's. I don't know if it's still in his possession.
Gambling.
But it was the dagger that the guy used when he went to try to kill Catelyn Stark as she was sitting what Shiva sigil when she was fucking waiting for Bran to wake up after. This is really early in season 1. So I'm only pointing that out because I think they're gonna. It's a small prediction, I suppose, but there's going to be a push to get the swords. They're going to need to have the Valyrian weapons because they have to fight off these White Walker guys. Yep. I'm interested to see where that goes. At least I don't know.
Or the other thing that can kill White Walkers, Dragonfire.
Dragonfire, yeah.
So you're gonna know there's gonna be like Bran controlling a dragon and warg powers as he swoops down and just breathes fire across the armies of White Walkers.
Maybe Bran takes over 2 of the dragons and Dany's flying around on Drogo. And Bran's got the 2, the beige and the green, and they have a battle. Oh, that could be cool. We're just like making shit up right now. Well, anyway, I thought this was a good episode though. I was a little bit like kind of bored with the
It basically put the pieces on the board where they needed to be for something big to eventually happen.
Yeah.
You got to move your pawns before you can make a big play.
You do. That's very true. Yeah, and I'm the Dany storyline is going to be interesting. I'm not sure where Arya's. Do you think she's going to be sent around under orders from the Faceless Men, or do you think she's going to kind of because her sword is still out there? She's got Needle hidden away.
That's the problem, though. I can't see her becoming a faceless person because she still has a journey. She still has a character arc to make, and it requires her to be Arya Stark. She can't be no one.
Right. Or she can be no one and still go down that list and get her vengeance if that's the path that she's on. She's got to play a key role though. She's developed some badass skills.
Yeah,
I'm really interested though. I mean, it's going to be interesting because if they just send her on like, oh, go kill that fucking guy, the insurance salesman who's messing with people, and we're just going to exact justice for a price. That's not that interesting. But if she gets back involved with these like big politics and stuff, that's going to be pretty intense. No one knows where she is. She's pretty much on her own. But Jack and Hagar in Harrenhal helped them escape when she was with Hot Pie and Gendry, and he was a powerful guy. I mean, his presence. I mean, he could turn. I mean, one faceless person running around being a fucking ninja killer can cause a lot of trouble. Real quick, the Theon story. We didn't see anything about Reek or the Greyjoys.
We did not.
Thank God. I don't give a shit about the Greyjoys. However, the Reek thing is going to be pretty interesting. When he finally turns up, they're all going to be like, fucking A. They messed up Theon. He's a weirdo now. He's a creep.
But he still may easily be able to take the throne of Pike because he's the firstborn son. He's the rightful heir.
He's the rightful heir. Yeah. And they must have just written him off as being dead or, but yeah, who knows? Well, because he had to make an appearance and pretend to be Theon when he gave away Sansa in order to legitimize that marriage to Ramsay. Yeah. So he made a public appearance as Theon is what I mean. And therefore word probably spread that he's not dead. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out if they know he's dead or not, or think he's dead. So, shit, the monitor just turned off. Dude, I don't know. We'll see. The Greyjoys are fine. The only thing that's interesting is what's going to be like when Reek gets back. That's where I'm intrigued by. I don't think his sister's going to be into him anymore. All right, well, I guess that's it. I think that was hopefully not too long, an hour probably. People say they like the long format.
Yeah, well, we watched it at 6. It ended at 7, and we started this at like 7:10.
No,
it is now about 9 o'clock.
Ah, fuck. Shit. All right, guys. Well, I'll edit out about 5 minutes, maybe. I thought it was a good conversation. I don't care, man. We do what we want with our channel. And so, cool. Thanks for finding us, guys. We're a video game channel. If you're interested in video games, check us out. Otherwise, just subscribe and watch our Game of Thrones recaps. We're going to do more shows, too. People like this format. So we're going to do more. We might do Walking Dead Season 6 or whatever the latest season is. And other shows, hopefully. I'm sure there's always great shows coming out. I love being alive.
Yeah.
James, you're my reason to live.
We're going to do all of MASH.
All of MASH. I can't wait. I also want to do All in the Family.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep. And I'd like to do at least one review, shot-by-shot recap of Mussolini's speeches. I was trying to go back to... I didn't want to say Hitler because that's a little too...
And you just did.
Fuck! I screwed up again!